Evening, everybody. Welcome to Sunday night. It's organ music night tonight. This is a new little microphone tonight, and I wonder, is it working properly? Let me know you can hear me all right, and I hope everything works out well. These are these wonderful things we got them a while back, actually, a few weeks ago. These are not the usual DJI mics I have. These are the tiny little ones, the mic minis. We got these on special offer a few weeks back, and they're brilliant. I've been using them for other stuff out and about, and it sounds absolutely wonderful. So, first time live tonight, and I hope all is well. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the end of year concert. Can you believe it's the end of 2025? Can you believe that? I can't. I can't tell you what happened in 2025. 2025 seemed to have been, cheers everybody, seemed to have been everybody else's year. It wasn't really my year, 2025. A lot of other things happened round about, but I didn't get in on any of the action. It's a very interesting year. Let's just put it like that. Now then, we're going to have a chat about old stuff. We're going to have a chat about new stuff. We're going to have a chat about what's coming up in the future, and then we're going to be playing lots of music in between. Here in the chat, rather than say hello to each other all the time, what are your New Year's, I can't speak today, it's been a very long day. What are your New Year's resolutions going to be? There we are. That's very difficult to say at my age. What are your New Year resolutions going to be? Answers in the old chit chat there, and we'll have a look at them together in a minute. Here's a request that came in for Friday, but for some reason I couldn't play it on Friday because my stupid iPad here wouldn't do its what's it called? It's this is new. Oh, there we go. It wouldn't do its updating, its synchronization. It has done it now. It's finally done it now. So this is a request that came in on Friday night from Yellowbird. It's called the Music Box Gavotte. Music by Will Irwin and lyrics by Jimmy Kennedy. Ever heard of either of them? Me neither. cute little tune. Doesn't do very much. What are the words? This is our tune. We used to love it. Funny how you forgot. Oh, the magical thrill. Lingering still in the music box gavotte. Many a time just dreaming of it. Missing you such a lot. I was happy again, like we were then, with the music box gavotte. Couldn't mistake that old word tinkle. Anyone need to go to the toilet now? Though we know it's not a work of art. Couldn't mistake how your eyes twinkle when you hold me to your heart. It's our music for dreams. So dream and let the whisper forget me not. At a moment like this, we used to, not tinkle, kiss to the music box gavotte. A cute tune, I think you will agree. Now, there's a few new people in the chat tonight. I saw some of Seth was writing earlier. Now, Seth has been watching the channel for an awfully long time, but he's made it into the chat this evening for the first time. I saw you as I was getting set up there. Where are you? Let's say hello. Let's find you. Where are you? You wrote something earlier on. Seth Robertson, there he is. Yeah, Seth Robertson, lovely to have you here live for a change. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lovely, lovely, lovely. That's what it's all about. So let's say hello to some people in the old chit chat. Marek is with us this evening. Good evening to you, Marek. Jerry has joined us as well. Jerry's in the chat a lot these days, which means Jerry's got some time off. Lucky you. Alexander Wunderlich is with us this evening. Good evening, Alexander. As is Ursa Meyer. Good evening, Miss Moneypenny. Martin Wiedemann is here. Moin. There's Jeffrey Ford from sunny Edgware. Cam Platts is here. Hi, brother Cam. Michael Becker is here. Hi. Julian Kleek is here from sunny Wales on Sea. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Kagomeshuko is here from somewhere way down south. Anonymous is here. Good evening, Anonymous. Jim Castagnette is back. Haven't seen you in the chat for a while, Jim. How are you doing? Jim and his castanets. Wonderful. Lovely, lovely. Who else is here? Let's find some new names. It's all the same people so far. Oh, there we are. Thesaurus Rex has written in. Hi, Thesaurus Rex. I love that name. It's such a wonderful, clever name. Demis094. Demis094. Hello, Demis094. I don't recognize that name. Are you new in the chat? I hope you are. If you are, say hi. Tell us who you really are and where you're from. That's always nice. We like to know where people are from. That's lovely. Demis is also here this evening. Splendid. Right, who else is here? Julian GC is here from Shreveport, Louisiana. Don't ever forget to tell us that, yes? Keep that up. We want to know where everyone's from. If you're in the chat for the first time, it would be really good fun if everyone told us where they were from. It's never too much to do that. Gerhard Flink is here. Gerhard Flink has got some different words for the Es ist ein Ros entsprungen, or lo, how a rose blooming in English. Es ist ein Pferd entlaufen, which means a horse has run away. So there you are. That's a different way to translate that. Joe is with us this evening. Good evening, Joe Humans. How are you doing? Lovely that you are here. Right, Marcus B is here. Here we go. Everyone's arriving now. Opus 3 is here. French Horn is here. Welcome back to this part of the world. He was up north for a couple of weeks. He's back. Robert Varner is here from sunny New Jersey. Lovely, lovely. Wolfgang Ratzka is here. Hello, there's Yellowbird. Oh, I hope you got your tune then. Canned Music is also here. You're doing resolutions, right? We'll come back to that in a moment and see what everyone's saying. I'm just going to run through the list and say hello to everyone. Monica. Hi, Monica. She's from Ohio. That's lovely. Matt Leach is here from Mendocino up in the northern end of California. Lovely. We're international tonight, aren't we? Tim is also here from Australia. That's nice. Oh, we're very, very international in this case. Good Chappie is not here. I think you are. I think you're taking the mick. Yes, you are. Well done. Good Chappie is here. Lucian is also here from Texas. So Limp is here from Poland. In somewhere. Good. So Limp is here. Neville Palmer is here. Hi, Neville. How are you doing? Right, here we go. Everyone's arriving now. This is good. Jim Hobbs from Folsom. Oh, wonderful. Are we pretty much down at the bottom of the list now? I think we are. Johan Ostlund is here from Stockholm. Ah, wonderful. Very interesting. All right, now, did Dimis tell us where you're from? Did you tell us where you're from? Dimis. Romania. Wow, I'm not even going to pretend to be able to pronounce that, but Dimis is from Romania. 094. Does that mean you were born in 1994? Or what's the 094? Anyway, right, wonderful. Joining in. John Drake is also here. Hi, John, also from Ohio. Yes, you are. Troy. Splendid, splendid, splendid. Lovely. Good Chappie is from near St. Albans, which is a lovely part of the world. Right, let's go back and look and see what you were talking about for your New Year's resolutions. I'm going to tell you my New Year's resolutions, plural, in a moment. Where do we go back to the New Year's resolutions? You see, you're all saying hello to each other. It's impossible to tell what we're up to. Where do they start? Must be round about here. Robert Varner was first up. His New Year's resolution is to try to stay alive. Kagum Mishuku does not do New Year's resolutions. Why not? Canned music, finish things, clean more. Yeah, I could do that. Cam, complete home renovations. That's number 1. Right. Marek, try my best to enjoy life and not let external circumstances drag my mood down as much as I can help it. Plenty of time to be miserable once I'm dead. Well said, Marek. You're absolutely right. External factors are beyond your control, so ignore them. Just do your thing. I've always done that my entire life. I ignore external factors. Things that you cannot control, just don't worry about them. Other people, don't worry about them. Let them be miserable and don't let them drag you down. I don't. No. You do your thing. Wolfgang says, practice more instead of faking it. I could say that too. But I've been doing this for over 40 years, so that's fine. There we are. Is this a new sample set of an eclectic pipe organ? This is not a new sample set, it's a very old sample set, this one. This is Billerbeck. Billerbeck Cathedral up in the north of Germany, or in the mid-north of Germany. A very lovely eclectic organ, you're quite right there, yes. Cam, more exercise. Well, we'll see that when we believe it, Cam Platz. I've known you for years now. Julian Cleek agrees with me there. Joe's New Year's resolution is to have no New Year's resolution. That's a good plan. Dimis, I plan to get back to recording my vinyl music collection, especially since the new work schedule will have 3 days of work alternating with 3 free days. That sounds very positive. Good. I love that. I love that. Okay. 3 from Cam Platz. Plan a special trip for... Am I allowed to say this out loud? Because Kristen's probably listening in the background. She's probably not today. Kristen, your husband is planning something nice for you this year. There you are. Or at least he hopes to. It's his New Year's resolution number 3. Matt Leach, if you sprinkle while you tinkle, please be neat and wipe the seat. In a pub I used to visit in Edinburgh, there was a lovely sign in the gentleman's toilet which said, we aim to please, comma, you aim to please. Get it? Get it? Anyway, there you are. There's an old one. If you sprinkle when you tinkle, please be neat and wipe the seat. Yes, I like that. Well done, Matt. That's very nice. Robert's doing his laundry. Right, well, there you are. Any more New Year's resolutions? Jeff, my New Year's resolution is I've bought a new O-gauge model railway locomotive. So as I do nothing last year, I must try and build a small layout this year. Good for you. I will pretend I know what any of that meant. Good. All right, who else? Any more? Bodensee-Horn gave up on New Year's resolutions long ago. Anyone else? No one else? I'm skipping. The participant list is not available on the iPad using the YouTube app. All right, well, there you are. We learn all sorts of things. Less beer and takeaways, says Neville. No, absolutely not. More beer and takeaways, Neville. More, never less. Never less. That's going back to Marek's one. Yes, you be happy. If beer and takeaways make you happy, then do it. Yeah, do it. Xing Shang Chong. Yes, is the answer to your question, Thomas. Yes. Xenophone has no resolutions. One of our pubs left there, please wait to be seated sign outside the gents' loo. I like that. Stefan the 13th has joined us as well this evening. He's only going to be here for a short while. Good. Thank you for joining us. Jolly good. Right, New Year's resolution, getting slim. Yes, well, my main New Year's resolution is to lose as much of this as I possibly can. Because I'm dangerously close to a weight I have never been in my life before, and that definitely needs to go down. So that's going to be my main New Year's resolution. Having said that, my beautiful wife, she cooks the most amazing food, and she cooks lots of it, and it's difficult to say no. And we eat far too late at night. So, you know, if we just change that and I eat slightly less, then it should be easy. There's a wonderful FDH, it's called in Germany. It basically means just eat half. Friss die Hälfte. So if I just eat half of everything I eat at the moment, I would probably lose some weight. I do not intend to cut out on anything. You know, I'm not going to cut out on chocolate. I'm not going to cut out on sweeties and crisps and things like that. But I'm just going to eat less generally. Exercise, we move around quite a lot. Don't forget, I have a very young wife. So that's good. That keeps the exercise up. And we have a dog who needs walking at least twice a day. So that keeps me moving. Oh my goodness. I've just bitten into a chili seed that was hiding in the side of my mouth from dinner. Oh my goodness, that's very, very. Don't blame the chef cooking the food, blame the size of the portion instead. Yes, well. You only live once. Going back to it was Marek saying that, yes. We only live once, Marek, never forget that. We only live once. Now, we've had a request for a piece of music by a composer you know I don't like. In other words, J.S. Bach. Am I going to play J.S. Bach tonight? Well, it's been requested by several people. I don't know this piece of music at all. It's supposed to be played on 2 manuals, but it's written in such a way that that's illegible. So I'm going to play it on 1. We're going to sight read it, okay? It's called The Old Year Has Passed Away. I suppose that's how you would pronounce it. How you would translate it. Das alte Jahr vergangen ist. Das alte Jahr vergangen ist. Wir danken dir, Herr Jesus Christ, dass du uns in so großer Gefahr behütet hast, lang Zeit und Jahr. Dass du uns in so großer Gefahr behütet hast, lang Zeit und Jahr. How would you translate that? The old year has passed away. We thank thee, O Jesus Christ, our Lord, for having guided us so faithfully throughout this year. I don't know, in our need and danger? Would you say that? You wouldn't say danger, really, would you? What would you say to translate that? Something nice. Anyway, right, let's do this let's make this organ sound slightly Baroque. Can we do that? We cheat. We cheat to make it sound slightly Baroque. Watch this. So what we need is something like this. With a... Now we need to make that sound a little bit more quintadena-like, so. So what I'm doing is, let me show, I can actually show you what I'm doing. So here on the Rückpositiv, I've got the principal and the salicional. 2 nice little 8-foot stops. Here on the grate I have the viola da gamba and the 8-foot flute. Maybe don't need that actually. Yeah, I don't know, do we need that? Yeah, we do actually. But up here on the swell I've got the 2 2/3. I've closed the swell box ever so slightly, see that? And I've coupled all of that together to give a slight... See that? It's just adding a touch of sort of quint to the whole thing. Actually, yeah, that's quite nice. So I'm trying to get a sort of a quintadina kind of sound out of it, a melancholy sound. And then we need something down in the old bass. What should we have down in the old bass? Let's have a subas. Let's have a bourdon. Yeah, and let's couple something to that. We'll couple the solution. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, now this is very, very slow. Very, very slow indeed, which means I can play it incredibly slowly and sight read it as we go. This is sight reading, ladies and gentlemen. Anything could happen. If anything goes really wrong, blame Alexander Wunderlich. He's the one who requested this, so we'll blame him. New Year's resolution number 2, don't sight read Bach in public. At least it was very, very slow. It's supposed to be that slow, believe it or not. Some of that was right. I got some of those notes in the right order, which isn't too bad, I suppose. Isn't too bad, I suppose, indeed. Right. Now, my main New Year's resolution for next year is to get out there and start recording more real organs again. You will have noticed throughout December, I was reposting some stuff. Oh my God, what the hell happened there? That's kind of clever. Stop. I was reposting stuff from years gone by as sort of almost daily videos, and it went down really, really, really well, and everybody enjoyed it. And there was a sort of a social experiment, if you like, more than anything else. And the idea was that we were going to test and see how people reacted, and it was all so positive. That's given us the right incentive to get back out there and really start recording real organs again. So we've got a lot to do, and there's a lot to be done. Now, in other news, there's a sample set that's to be finished. There is another sample set that has already been recorded, which will also get done next year. So all of this is taking place. All this is taking place. I'm working on a huge composition commission as well, which will be coming out next year, which is very exciting. And wait for it. I wasn't going to tell you this, but I am going to tell this. We're starting a new channel, which will have nothing to do with music whatsoever, or cars for that matter. I do have a car channel, and the car channel is on ice at the moment because I just don't have time. I really just don't have time. So that's completely on ice. But there is another channel that Vanessa and I will be doing together, and that's coming very soon as well. This will not detract, nothing will change on this channel at all. This is going to be a little something on the top for us. It's going to be our hobby. This is my job, this channel, and the other one's just going to be a little bit of fun for us. Here's a request that nobody ever puts in. So it's my request. It's a beautiful old tune, and it's kind of the end of the year, sort of a one of those kinds of tunes. Here's That Rainy Day, it's called. So we're looking forward to positive stuff in the future. Are you looking forward to positive stuff? Let's find out. Here's That Rainy Day, a beautiful tune from Van Heusen and Burke back in the day. And great fun indeed. I love all the jazzy stuff on this organ. On Wednesday night, coming up on Wednesday, now not many of you are going to be making it, I wouldn't have thought, but on Wednesday night I am playing a live concert in Bonn in Germany, in my old church in Bonn, St. Josef Bonn, which is famous for its huge and gorgeous, loud, French, delicious organ. A big French romantic organ. It was the first of the French romantic organs after... so I just have to turn this headphone thing down a tiny bit. It was the first back in the 80s. It was the very first of the French Revolution in the organ world, as it were. Everything up to that point had been sort of neo-Baroque around the world, and then this crazy guy in Bonn, a wonderful, I mean positively crazy guy in Bonn called Hans-Peter Reiners, he decided that we needed to reintroduce the organ world to French romantic organs. Everybody laughed at him at the time, thinking he was mad, and he started it all off. And after that, the international craze of French romantic organs came back again. It's absolutely wonderful. And that's the organ I used to play in Bonn when I arrived in Germany 25 years ago. I was very lucky. It was just purely coincident. I had a flat around the corner, an apartment around the corner, and I just went into the church one day and said, "Hello, can I play the organ, please?" And it turned out it's this really famous concert organ. So yeah, that was a really wonderful, wonderful coincidence. And of course I always started playing my jazz stuff on it, and yeah, we had great fun on it. Traditionally the New Year's Eve concerts, I play one year, and the following year would be played by our friend and colleague from Finland, Mr. Kalevi Kiviniemi, who sadly died last year. So it's up to me now to play the New Year's concerts until we find a suitable replacement for the odd years, or the even years, I suppose. So yes, so should you be around the Bonn area on Wednesday night, the concert starts at 10:30 p.m. It lasts an hour. That gives you just enough time to get somewhere before the mayhem and fireworks start. Here's a piece of music I will not be playing, but this is the kind of stuff I will be playing. A lovely old piece of music from 1918 called Hindustan. Hindustan, a wonderful old tune from 1918. All the fun of the fair. That's the kind of stuff I'm going to be playing on Wednesday night. And yes, there are many shamads on the organ there, which I will be enjoying. Right, what's been happening this evening? Now, let's have a look. In the box office this evening, a huge thank you to Mr. Alexander Wunderlich. Thank you. I said Mr. there without checking who it was. Chances are, however, it's going to be a Mr. Jeremiah Martin has also chipped in the box office, as has our friend Opus. Liebe Grüße und bis nächstes Jahr. Dito. Gleichfalls. The same to you, my good friend Opus. So that's the three of you together. Thank you very much indeed. Also this evening, Martin. Moin Martin. Martin joined in as well. Thank you very much for a ticket, Martin. And who's this? Who's this? Ah, I'm guessing this is our friend. Demis. Is this you? Demi S. Yes, that's going to be you, isn't it? Dimitri. Thank you very much. It's very kind indeed. Thank you very much. A ticket from that part of the world. That's exciting. Thank you very much to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you over there. Now, once again, I cannot tell you what's happening over on the wish list because Vanessa's in charge of that. And she is going to send me an email if something arrives. Let me check my emails and see if anything has. Yes, 2 things have this evening. Well, she just said Jeff. I'm guessing it's Jeff Ford. I'm guessing it's Jeff Ford because Jeff Ford is usually on Buy Me a Coffee or Stripe. So thank you to Jeff. And also Stefan M, who is on the wish list this evening and not on PayPal. Thank you very much to both of you so far. Thank you. Now, I asked Vanessa to add something else to the wish list. She's in charge of the wish list at the moment. We've got lots of cameras that we can use, but we don't have lots of stands for those cameras. So I've got one tripod there. There is another tripod, which is the overhead camera, but I can't do the overhead cam at the moment because there's so much stuff in that part of the room that you can't see, where the stand for the overhead cam would normally be. Its stand is over there, and then there's another stand down in the garage, which is ready for out and about kind of stuff, and it will stay there. But yes, we kind of want another tripod for our other we have other cameras. So when we're out and about, we want other tripods. So I asked Vanessa to put another tripod on the wish list. I don't know what else she's got up there. I can't tell you. She's in charge. So all I can say is thank you. Apparently some of the stuff that was up there for Christmas did work and it has been ordered. So thank you very much for all of that. And there's still some stuff up there, but we're going to leave it up there and she's going to be in charge of it all until my birthday. And my birthday at the end of January, 24th of January, if you're interested. If you're interested. Right, now, 2025 was one of those years where we got as much done as we possibly could, but sadly we didn't get everything done. And I went through and checked some emails yesterday and trying to see if there was any piece of music that people requested more than any other. And you're not going to believe it, but the piece of music that was requested more than any other is one of my favorites. It's practically the only piece of music I play in public by a certain composer named César Franck. And everybody requests, well, a lot of people request this from time to time because they apparently like my performance of it. So I don't know what that's all about. But I will say thank you to you. I'll say thank you to you, and I will now perform it for you. Franck's Pièce Héroïque, the most requested piece of 2025. Can you believe that? Loud enough? Oh, I love that. Grand piece of music, that. I love it. I love it. I love the middle bit. The middle bit's my favourite bit. I love the middle bit. It's sort of heralded in, which I think is great, heralded in by these timpani in the distance. And then this gorgeous melody. Was that crackle just my headphones? No, it was the computer overloading. But this melody comes in for the first time, which is the big crashing melody at the end as well. It's lovely. But I love the timpani. Boom, 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 boom. It's just sort of French Revolution stuff, yeah? It's Les Miserables in organ music form. It really is beautiful. And all the harmonies that are going on the way. I love the build-up as well. I love this sort of, at the end of it, you get this. Sort of, it's 3 beats in a bar, but it's a kind of march, isn't it? I love it, isn't it great? Should be sort of more legato, that's better. You can just imagine the trombones doing all this. And we're sort of building to something, but we don't know what yet. And then all these big chords here, which is supposed to be played incredibly legato in octaves as well. Sudden decrescendo. My favourite bit, my second favourite bit. This is pure theatre organ technique. What do I mean by theatre organ technique? If the left hand, if this organ, I actually have some hardware over there which I could install. I hope I can get it to work at some point. Jerry, I need your help. I could have second touch on this keyboard, which means I could have extra stops playing when I hit something loud with my thumb. But there's a... There's this yum, chum, chum. That's going on down at the very bottom there. But my left-hand thumb is playing a melody. At the same time. That's kind of cool, isn't it? So we've got this sort of rum, chum, chum train rhythm going and all these fun stuff happening at the time. So there's this melody going on. Menacing sounds. I love the menacing sounds in this piece of music. I love it. It's a great piece of music because it's not a religious piece of music. It's a secular piece of music. It's meant to be played as a piece of entertainment. It's pièce héroïque. It's all about military stuff in La Belle France. It's great. It's lovely. Anyway, there you are. Right, that's enough of that. So that was this year's biggest request. Can you believe that? This year's second biggest request was something rather bizarre, and we'll do that when we get over to Theatre Organ Land, which we will be doing very shortly. Now, someone asked me for some statistics for this year. Let me give you some statistics. I open this up here. I have a file ready for you. You're not going to believe this. I need 2 different files. Hold on, I need this one first of all. Right, here we go. Are you going to get ready for this? This is rather exciting. No, there it is. Right, here we go. Bam, 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 bam. That's the one we want. Hold on, I've got this here somewhere. I need to get the right one. There we are. There we are. 2025. 2025. Right. Are you going to believe this? Now, how many views have I had this year? Someone was asking how many views I have had this year and how many hours have been watched this year. Right. You ready for this? 1.35 million views came in this year. That's not as much as it sounds. In years previous, it was more. We've gone down. We've gone down. Let me show you, for example, 2024, for example, was 1.5 million views. So 2025 was down, believe it or not, ever so slightly in views. Watch time, that means the amount of, time people actually spent watching my videos. You ready for this? This is frightening. 78,000 hours were watched on my channel during 2025. 78,000 and a few, 78 point something, was watched on my channel during 2025. Isn't that crazy? Now, I'm not going to tell you how much money we made from YouTube in 2025 because well, actually, I could tell you because it's so poor, you'd never believe it. Now, all of those millions of clicks, you'd imagine that would bring in some cash, don't you think? Considering this is my full-time job, this music kind of stuff, the revenue for 2025 was not even 5,000 euros through YouTube. Not even 5,000 euros. That's pretty poor. Now, that's not just me. All channels are well down this year in revenue because YouTube isn't paying what it used to. Not that it ever paid much better than that, but it's definitely well down. That's not a lot of money, is it? Some people say, oh, you're always asking about virtual tickets and wish lists and things like that, but YouTube pays you. Well, it doesn't. It really doesn't, and there's the proof. So you work out the maths there, all those clicks, all those watch hours, and then that's what came in at the end of it. Now, what does that mean over the whole year? Let me give you some other statistics. Apparently people are interested in this. At present, and today is the last concert of the year, so unless we all go crazy tonight, which it doesn't look like we're going to, we are down 11% over the entire year this year. Revenue wise. Now that's not just YouTube, that's YouTube plus virtual tickets plus wish list and all the bits and pieces. We are down 11% this year on last year. I split that up into quarters of the year. The first quarter of the year was the worst. Can you believe this? We were down 36% on the year before. Second quarter was down 12%. You can see where this is going. Third quarter was actually up 20%, 28% in fact. And quarter four, the final quarter of this year, we are currently down 5%. So we've picked up again towards the end of the year. But over the entire year, we are down 11%. Now, you might think, well, that's all right. That's not much. But 2024 was already down 25% on 2023. Yeah. So, yeah. It would appear that the YouTube world is not as, I'm going to say lucrative, that's the wrong word perhaps, but it's definitely not as profitable as it has been in the past. Let's just put it like that. So this is not me complaining, this is just the cost of living out there. Everyone around the world has a huge cost of living increase, and that's life. I'm not complaining. I am incredibly grateful to all of you for all your support throughout the years, plural, especially this year when it's been tight for pretty much everybody. So yeah, so there you are. So at the end of the year, only down, let's say 10%, 10, 11%. That's not too bad at all. It could have been slightly tighter than that even. So there you are. There you are. Those are the statistics for the year. I'm not going to give you any more numbers than that. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is that, as it were. Message from Vanessa. Joe has just contributed on the wish list. Thank you very much, Joe. That's very kind. So that's very kind indeed. Thank you. So there we are. So that's 3 people on the wish list so far this evening, and on the ticket front this evening, 5 of you. That's fine. All right, let's on with the music. How are we doing for time? We're still on the classical organ so far. Right. Can you believe the second most requested piece of music I had this year was a hymn, was an actual hymn. And it, believe it or not, it's a German hymn. I'm not joking. And it's this. Let me play it for you. Jerry knows what's coming because Jerry loves this hymn. Jerry's probably the one that requested it the most. But a lot of people requested it because they like my version of it. Check this out. It's a hymn to Mary. It's a wonderful, gorgeous hymn, if you want to translate those words. A little bit of clipping there at the end. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that piece of music. Harmonies stolen from Professor Wolfgang Seifen, who many, many years ago now made a legendary recording for, well, it was posted on YouTube, and it's become something of legend. Wolfgang posted this wonderful video of him playing that hymn with a beautiful long introduction at a pilgrimage service somewhere over in the west of Germany, down near the Belgian border. Gorgeous, gorgeous arrangement, gorgeous thing, and somebody filmed him up close playing, and you can see how much fun he's having playing it. And he uses all these fancy chords, you know, at the end of this. Let me just take it down a little bit. You know, the Mendelssohn chords. All that kind of stuff. It's just bananas. It's wonderful. And since that day, it was posted. Since that day, every organist in the German-speaking world where they have that hymn has tried to copy that. Has tried to copy it, and Wolfgang has become one of the most famous hymn players on YouTube for that very performance. It's not even on his own YouTube channel. It's on another one completely. It's just absolutely wonderful. It really is. That, believe it or not, was the second most requested piece of music of 2025. Isn't that crazy? I see there's a few more people have arrived in the old chitty chat this evening. I see our friend Digital Toys is here. Good evening to you. Hello, lovely to see you. I saw some other names as well. Max Huber has arrived. Who else has arrived? Someone else arrived. Somebody else arrived. Blue-Eyed Cat, there you are. The Blue-Eyed Cat has also arrived. Good evening to you. Somebody else. I saw another name in there somewhere. Who was it? If I can't find you, I apologize, but welcome anyway. Roy, there he is, Roy Hubler. Yes, and Roy, thank you very much for your Roy had a wonderful ticket that came in the other day as well. Roy, thank you very much indeed. That came in the other day. David Patton, there you are. David Patton, General Patton, thank you very much. Lovely to have you here. Was there another name I missed on the way past? If I've missed out your name, say hi in the chat again. I'll give you a shout out. It's all part of being the Gartshore Gang. Now, before we go to Theatre Organ Land, let's talk about the Gartshore Gang. The Gartshore Gang, a wonderful, wonderful, crazy bunch of folks from all around the world. Now, here's the funny thing. Imagine in the real world out there. Now, I'm not talking about this world. This world we live in, the Gartshore Gang, this is a fake world. The world is perfect here. Everything is absolutely perfect here. But in what other part of the world, what other place, anywhere in this present that we live in, where would Rasbaz have found Kamplatz, for example? Where would Robert Warner have found Jerry Martin? Where would Alexander Wunderlich have found Ursa Major? Where would Xing Shang Chong have found, I don't know, let's choose someone at random, Julian Cleek? Yeah? Where would you have found each other if it wasn't for this weird thing that we call the Gartshore Gang? This slightly overweight, middle-aged man sitting at a digital organ in his tiny music room in his rented home here in the west of Germany. I say that geographically, not politically. Who would have thought that any of these things would have been possible years ago? František from the Czech Republic, who's just joined us. You know, we wouldn't have known František. He would have been stuck in the Czech Republic doing his Homer Simpson job. And we would never have known. Narnia, says Thesaurus Rex. Yeah, Narnia. Yes, Narnia. It is a bit like like Narnia, isn't it? Rent, yes, this is a rented house. Yes, this is a rented house. I'm a middle-aged man living in a rented house. You get that, there's a theme going here. Joe says, or stuck in a bed. Well, yeah, this is the amazing thing, isn't it? If it wasn't for this group of people here, what would have happened? Crazy. David, did I get an email about your question? No, I didn't get an email about your question. So, sorry, David. Ooh, didn't get any emails about questions. But yeah, wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it have been cool? It's crazy, isn't it? The Gartshore Gang. It's weird. And the whole thing about the Gartshore Gang is, it only started because we started these live streams. And we only started these live streams because of a little Chinese virus. And we only started the live streams because Vanessa said, oi, Vanessa's my wife, by the way. Vanessa said, how are we going to earn any money at all if if you can't go out and play concerts? Don't forget, during the lockdown, all those 5 years ago, you couldn't do anything. Remember that? You were stuck at home. So this is where this came from. We built this, we built the PC that went along with it. We started doing all the streaming stuff. And the Gartshore Gang is the result. One huge international musical family. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Madness, madness, madness. But yes, thank you for being part of this crazy little world we live in, and thank you for continuing to support us in all our endeavors. Next time you're thinking about, I need to speak to so-and-so, just take a moment to think, well, if it wasn't for that slightly overweight, middle-aged musician in Germany, you wouldn't have known those people. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? I'm always touched by that, and we do love you all for being part of this, and yeah, madness, wonderful. Right, before we get too sentimental, let's have some jazzy music on a theatre organ, a big, wonderful Fox Wurlitzer theatre organ, and I think because we're being sentimental, let's have a sentimental piece of music, but not the Sentimental Journey, a piece of music called Sentimental Baby. I bet not many people know this. It's a ballad, so we want some ballady, soft, gorgeous registrations. Theatre organ time, everybody. Sentimental baby. Yes, before we get too sentimental, let's have a very jazzy piece of music called Shake It and Break It. And yes, it's all about that. Shake that booty. All these wonderful old tunes. Back in the day, all these tunes were all about shaking your butt, basically. 1920, I think this was. This was actually 1920, not even just the 20s. Ah, lovely stuff. Shake it and break it. Could have been a Fat Swallow tune, isn't, however. One of the few that isn't. Check this out. shake it and break it. It's like the old blues. Can I remember the blues from 19... Oh, I've no idea. I'm going to say 25. Shake that thing. Something like that, Shake That Thing. It's a lovely old recording of Count Basie together with Ella Fitzgerald, where they're improvising a blues and she breaks into Shake That Thing and Count Basie just loses it. It's absolutely wonderful. Ah, wonderful, wonderful. Theatre Organ World. Yes, I had a request this evening to play both theatre organs. So we'll do one more on the Wurlitzer and then we will move to the Morton Theatre Organ. Dominic Eckhart has joined us. Good evening. Lovely to see you. Who made this sample set, said David. A guy in South Africa called Graham. He does, it's called Melotone Productions, Melotone Sound Productions, something like that. Melotone, yeah. Put it in the chat somewhere. Yeah, wonderfully. This is the best theatre organ sample set there is. It's just, it's got the best sound. It's so realistic. It's much better than anything else I've ever heard. Admittedly, I have tweaked it a little bit to add some reverb and make it sound rather nice like that. Mr. Gershwin, believe it or not, wrote this piece of music, not with his brother. He wrote it together with Mr. De Silva and Mr. MacDonald, I think. You like my Christmassy socks, by the way? They've got little dancing penguins on them. Isn't that cute? Anyway, wonderful Melotone Sound Productions. Thanks, Joe. That's the one. I did get it right. Somebody Loves Me, I Wonder Who. It's a rather gorgeous tune. Started out life as a ballad, believe it or not. And the Gershwins eventually said, no, I need to speed this up a bit. Melotone sounds like it should be a Compton. Yes, he started out with a Compton sample set. Yeah, there you are. Well done, good chappie. You know your stuff. He started out. I don't have a copy of that. I don't have a copy of the Compton sample set. Maybe I should ask him for a copy. It would be good fun, wouldn't it? But yeah, this piece of music started out life as a ballad. And then at some point, a couple of years later, the other Gershwin, Ira, came along. He was probably annoyed that he didn't get to write the words. He came along and said, nah, you want to speed it up a bit and turn it into a sort of jazzy number. Which is definitely much better. Now, the exact opposite of that happened with another Gershwin tune that they wrote together. It was this one, Someone to Watch Over Me. That started out live as an upbeat one, and then at some point somebody said, oh, no, you should make that a... You should turn that into a soppy old ballad, and they did. See, so these things work in both directions. There's a wonderful old Count Basie tune as well, which its name escapes me at the moment. That also started off completely up-tempo, and they slowed it right down and turned it into the slowest piece of music ever. Ahuga, says Dimitri. Yes, Ahuga is correct. Somebody Loves Me. I Wonder Who. Somebody Loves Me. I usually play it in E minor. What do you usually play in E? Somebody Loathes Me. Yes. Somebody loathes me. Somebody. What did we used to call it? We used to call it something really rather bizarre back in those days when we did our jazzy old tunes. Ladies and gentlemen, it's coming up to the final piece of the year. Now, obviously, you know what we're going to sing at the because we're going to sing it together. You know what we're going to do right at the end of this evening's concert, don't you? I suppose you have to join in. We kind of have to do Fats Waller really at the end, don't we? If we're going to do... Let's add some piano to my left hand here. Where the bloody hell's the piano on here? There it is. That's a good. It's actually a real piano. Yellowbird, I think the most prolific writer would be Irving Berlin. Sadly not true. Definitely prolific, yes, because he lived a very, very long time. He wasn't active for most of his later life, though. He did kind of go into retirement. No, the most prolific composer ever it wasn't even Fats Waller, believe it or not. The most prolific composer of the jazz era was a guy called Edward Ellington, Duke Ellington. He composed thousands of tunes. Now, not all of them became famous numbers, obviously, but he literally composed thousands of numbers. Duke Ellington was a prolific composer. He did it for royalties. He got all of his music recorded and made an absolute fortune on royalties doing it. Very, very clever indeed. But yeah, Irving Berlin definitely well up there, and Fats Waller probably more than both of them together. The problem is we can't prove it because Fats Waller wrote most of his music for other people to pay for sex, drugs and rock and roll, basically. No, but to pay for his illegitimate children. It was all for alimony. He composed, a sort of a rough guess would be 6,000 tunes that Fats Waller alone composed. And only a couple of hundred of those are known as Fats Waller tunes. The rest of them were written for other people. For example, Two Sleepy People, which is Hoagy Carmichael. We know that Fats Waller wrote that for Hoagy Carmichael. Lucian, with all his royalties, is that why he was called Duke? No, for some reason, all those jazz guys back in the day, they all gave themselves titles. And the first one to do it was a guy called Joe Oliver. He called himself King Oliver. And then Jelly Roll Morton called himself Lord Jelly Roll. Count Basie, Earl Hines, Duke Ellington. They all gave themselves titles. What was Earl Hines' real name? I don't know. Count Basie was Bill. William Basie, he was Bill Basie. Duke Ellington was Edward. Edward Kennedy Ellington, that was his full name. Yeah, anyway, never mind. What was I going to play at the end tonight? I can't remember now. I was going to play something by Fats Waller, wasn't I? Let's play his second most famous composition. Honey, suck my toe, nose. Sorry, honey, suckle rose. Honey, suck my nose. A last minute ticket there. Oh, well, hold on. An extra ticket from Alexander this evening for playing Bach. Thank you very much. Oh, I'll play more Bach if people are going to pay me to do it. And Dominic. Dominic is going to try to come to the concert on Wednesday evening in Bonn. Yay, that's good, wonderful. Thank you very much for your ticket as well, Dominic, very kind indeed. What's been happening over here? Has Vanessa sent me an email? Let me just quickly update. It's old-fashioned stuff, this. Got to do some updating. Yes, Joe has done something on the wish list. Did we know that already? Did we know that? Did she mention that already? She may have mentioned that already. I can't remember. And apparently Wolfgang S. has done something on Stripe. Thank you, Vanessa, for sending that email. Are we missing anything? That's it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the year that was. That was... How much for Symphonia in D from Cantata 29? Well, take the number 29 and add a couple of zeros to the end of that. And then put the dot after the zeros. We've had that one before. Yeah, no, I don't do Bach. There are many, 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 many organists out there who are perfectly adequate at playing Bach, and I'm not one of them. Right, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The year is about to end. The song is ended. That's how we're going to finish this evening's concert. And then we're going to sing a song together. Yes. I think you all know the song we're going to sing together. It's Scottish, and I will lead into it after playing this one. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for everything for the entire year. Next year is going to be a very busy year, so watch out, get ready. Our plan for next year, hold on, I'll tell you what our plan for next year is with the channel. We are currently at, let me go back to my dashboard here, we're currently at 54,220 or thereabouts subscribers. Our plan is by Easter next year to get to 60,000, and then by the end of next year, if possible, to hit the 100,000 mark. So pretty much doubling what we've got now. So we need to get the momentum going, all right? So let's not have a private Gartshore Gang anymore. Let's spread the word and make the Gartshore Gang international, more open, and spread the word. If each of you out there goes and finds someone else to join, then we're doing it right. The song is ended. Irving Berlin. The year is ended. Let's dedicate this one to both Joe and Yellowbird. Yellowbird being a huge fan of Irving Berlin and Joe being a huge fan of this song. The song has ended, but the melody just begun. The year is ended, but the next one is about to begin. There you are. And then after that, finish up with something Scottish for you all to sing along with. See you soon, folks. At the very latest, next year.